You see, when they say we as young women look at people on Instagram, social media, and whatever, and we'll be like, oh, I wish I had a pretty, oh, I wish I had a badankada. The same can apply to college.
When they see me, they salute to have a juku.
You see, I need to get over this. But life is one tricky topic that I'm always iffy about talking about, because I don't want people to be like, you're wrong. You're just stupid. You just do it this way, or we do it this way. We all live in the... Shut up. We all have different perspectives, and we can only act on what we know and what we have experienced. I'm going to bravely share my opinions, experiences, and perspectives. That doesn't make them correct. That doesn't make them the ultimate experience. And it may help some people who are going through similar situations. Let me apologize. I didn't mean to tell you to shut up. I'm gonna take them out, and what I usually do after I finish taking them out is look back here. Y'all see that too, right? It's not just me. We all see this. If I do a part in my hair,
hold on. Now hold on.
it should be like this. It should be full. What's going on?
Okay, let's move on.
Okay, I went to high school. That was a total of 11 years in school. I know America's school system usually goes up to 12. We go to community college, which is another 2 years, so it comes like if we do 13 years of pre-college type school. Well, actually, no. The community college where we did it 2 years, where we do A-level studies, that's actually tertiary level of education. So once you finish high school after Form 5, which is equivalent to grade 11, you can literally just move on with your life. You could go into the world, you could go work, you could do whatever. But it's customary that everybody from all these different secondary schools meet at community college. Like, no matter which secondary school you go, you're gonna end up at community college anyway. Do 2 years of that. You can narrow down on the pathway that you want to take in life. At that college, I did physics, computer science, and literature. After those 2 years of community college, I took a gap year, and in that year, you know how I said after secondary school you could go, enter the workforce, do a real life because you finished school. That's the mentality that I took into my gap year. In that gap year, I found my footing and my place in life, and I felt so comfortable in it. I started taking my freelance career extremely seriously. That was when I got 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. That's when I was putting out YouTube videos on a specific weekday. Everybody would show up for this day. We would all have fun. It would be a party, yada. That was all gap year shenanigans, and I was so convinced that I knew exactly what I wanted to do in life as a creative. I was so confident that this is everything. And during that time, I also matured mentally when it came to relationships and friendships. I felt like I got this life thing going. I'm a big girl now. I'm doing big girl things, and I understand the big girl life. That was a very blissful time of life for me. I also felt a ton of security in the fact that I knew I was going to go on to do my computer science degree. I have my own opinions on college, but there's no denying knowing that you're on your way to, you're going to college next, offers some form of security. I feel like now the standard is masters. Everybody goes to get their masters. A bachelor's degree is like water now. Back then it used to be like you get a bachelor's degree, you get a job. Nope. Now there are people with bachelor's degrees who are finding it very difficult to get a job because the job market is so saturated. It felt like I have this reliable source to fall back on. I'm gonna gain great knowledge that's gonna allow me to even add to my freelance career of being like a digital media producer. But yeah, that's what I felt before I entered into college. Then I started college. I'm just gonna die. Let's continue the conversation on the iPhone. How can you need to buy a new phone? Y'all, I almost scrapped this entire video because of the part you're about to see. I did not wipe my lens, so it's greasy. It irks me. The wind was not invited to the party, and the wind ruined so many of the clips, but I did my best to edit it regardless. But like, I totally understand if it's unwatchable. I was gonna scrap this entire video, but I decided to, push through because somebody might, find the experience useful. I started forgetting all of the values that I built up during my gap year. I hate it so much because I lost all individuality, all personality, because I felt like, okay, I'm just getting in line with everybody else who did this. But yeah, I felt more like Alia doing this thing that thousands of people have done. I'm generalizing all of the thought processes, but at the time when it came to me, it didn't appear like this at all. It appeared in small little thoughts. What is everybody else in the class doing for their presentation? Let me do it the same manner. You know, this is the correct way. This has to be the way because everybody's doing it this way. This is what the lecturers is expecting, so I'm gonna do it this way too. In secondary school, I would be like, let's do this. No, I was never with the normal. I was never with the boring, the plain, the ordinary. I was never with the let's just get this grade and go. I was with the no, let's do this. Let's make it fun. Let's do this. You know, while we here, might as well turn up. But in college, I was like, okay, let's just get the grade. Gotta do this. Let's just do this. No. And that stifled my creativity so badly. I do not recommend, if you are a creative going into college, please continue to stand up. Please continue to try while also, you know, obviously following the rules. Yeah, so that was my biggest mistake, conforming to society, and it caused me to become depressed because obviously I wasn't being who I was being who I felt like society wanted me to be. Biggest mistake, because the thing about that is that the image that society projects on you, on what you should be, is simply that, just an image. When you really dive into these corporate people, I can't speak for everybody. Some of them I truly believe are exactly who they present, you know, formally. But I also believe some of them also have very dynamic lives, personalities, but you won't see it because it's the corporate world. So don't think that those dynamic lives and personalities don't exist just because of the image presented to you. It's literally just an image. Live your life, continue to live on your perspective as long as you're not hurting anybody. Do that thing, girl. I really hope I'm making sense. So yeah, I felt like I've lived through those two dual, completely contrasting experiences. I felt like I've lived two versions of life simply because I had heavy outlooks on life in both scenarios. One scenario I was like, I got this. Second scenario is like, ooh, this is what I have to do. It wasn't the same. That brought me back to middle ground Alio, who has both the I get to do this and the I have to do this is maturity. I got the responsibility, but also understanding that this is my God-given life, and this society thing is a thing that we built. You understand? There's no way, because my kids are not gonna have the same experiences. My parents did not have the same experiences with this whole walking thing. Like, everything just keeps changing and everything is different. So while I am understanding where we're going as a society and following suit and, you know, doing my best to contribute in the best way that I can, I'm also having a firm grasp on life itself. Life ain't about all the it's about the okay. So ever mess up your work-life balance, that's how you get burnt out, depressed. Don't ever do that. Another thing about the picture, I wanted to say specifically, don't be fooled by the ones who carry it well or seemingly carry it well. You see, when they say we as young women look at people on Instagram, social media, and whatever, and we'll be like, oh, I wish I had a pretty, oh, I wish I had a badonkadonk, oh, I wish my waist was so slim, the same can apply to college. Do not look at these people who seem like if they're advancing, they're the smartest, they catch on to everything so fast, they're the top of the class. Don't look at these people and be like, oh, they're everything academically. I can never be. They're the top scholar. Don't do that, because some of it is a deception. I'm telling you, they're going through the same struggles that you may be going through. It's a deception. You don't know what they're doing behind the doors. You don't know the sleepless nights that they're having. You might be having sleepless nights as well, feeling like, I'm spending all this time, but I'm still somehow not caught up to Johnny. Let me tell you, Johnny has secrets. You don't know these people's lives. You don't even know if Johnny even wants to be there, or if his parents forcing him to be there, or what's not. Just count your blessings, do your thing, and do it at the best of your ability. Do not compare yourselves to others in college. I made the terrible mistake, and I want to do a whole video, especially when it comes to computer science, because, you know, I'm just a girl, and I feel often like, oh, this nutty, you know, they spend their whole life in this thing. They breathe this, they know this. I can never, like, understand as much as they do, because they done did it. So I felt like a little bit behind in a sense, and I compared myself, especially from the very first time I hit college. I was feeling like, oh yeah, I'm a noob and there's the pro gamers right here. Don't do that. Please go with the pro gamer confidence, because the truth is nobody knows what they're doing. No matter how much it seems like they know what they are doing, nobody knows what they are doing. Although they may know what they're doing in that particular topic, that's just one topic compared to the world of computer science. But then again, as I was saying, this has to deal with specifically computer science and like the mentality of a black girl going into the field. But right now, let's just keep it general, because not everybody. I find this lizard rather bad face. Where it go? Anywho's, that was a lot about me and you know all this stuff, but I want to get into the questions that you guys actually asked. My hair is knotted real bad. What is going on? I feel like my hair fully locking. Telenami. Somebody said, I love your vlogs. Oh, thank you. I loved vlogging too, believe it. Those weekly vlogs are really fun. Yeah, I felt like if I was just doing simply, you know, taking the easy route out when I had a lot more to offer in terms of content to the platform. And I want to do unique videos, so. Okay, next one. Go in depth about your academic career. What made you do a career in computer science, and what were your grades like? Ooh, grades. Let's discuss grades because she's a funny girl. Okay, well, I kind of just went in depth about my academic experience when it comes to what I actually performed like in school and what I'm moving into. But I can say doing computer science has to be one of the best decisions that I made. I do wish I got to do college a little bit differently, you know, without the depression part. What are my grades like? Right, so starting off semester 1, year 1, when I boom, just enter this thing, all B's. If I had given it my full attention, I would have gotten A's. But during that time, I would spend majority of my time, including during classes, watching Twitch streams. Embarrassing. I was so into Twitch and Discord, guys. Like, I was living that life, but it was mainly because of the pandemic, and those platforms were buzzing at the time with people because everybody was home. If I was fully zoned in on my degree, and my degree was my only concern, I would have gotten A's, girl. She would have been graduating with first class honors. And then it only got worse, and then I was like, hold up. To turn this ship around, because I was heading to C's and I got C's and I almost failed the course in year 2. No, in year 1. In year 1 semester 2, I almost failed the course. I think I told you guys about that. Year 2, I got more of like a grip on everything and I felt more confident. That's the biggest part about doing computer science, guys, confidence. But my grades fell and then I got them leveled. And while they were falling, I saw lots of TikToks about girls who do very bad in the first semester and then they went on to do really well. So it was very encouraging to see that at the time. So I feel like it's a common occurrence to do badly because you just started out, you're doing programming for the first time and they're grading it. They're grading your first attempts, girls. So, I mean, they're assignments, but they're grading you. So you don't really get a chance to, you know, fully sail the ship. But when you sail it, your grades will improve, trust me. Just continue. Just don't give up. I know lots of people who gave up. Don't give up. If it's something that you want to do. Okay, so we're going straight from school into relationships. Okay, that's very bold of you to ask me who you want me to name. John Doe Adam. His middle name was Jerusha. Who? That's funny. That's funny. I didn't decide to have a career in computer science until midway through getting the degree, but I did computer science for the knowledge. From my parents' perspectives and everybody else, I did it for the career, but I did it for knowledge. I wanted to know how to make those apps. I wanted to know how to make those websites. I wanted to know how it was done. But do I recommend studying it formally? Because I know a lot of people, you could just learn every single thing I learned on my degree, you can learn online. By all means, do the boot camps. Just be very driven and passionate about why you're doing it, and purposeful and intentional, and you could succeed just as much as somebody who does the actual degree. If you have the means to do it, you should do it. For people like me, it kept me on track to learn everything that I needed to learn in order to become a software engineer and enter the workforce as a software engineer. Versus if I had done self-learning, I may not have been as disciplined or as serious, and at the times when I felt like quitting, I would have quit. It would have taken me 40 years and 40 nights instead of 3 years. But because I knew I had to perform, I knew I had to send in this assignment by the end of the day, I knew I had to, or my grades would suffer, I would get kicked out, then that's why formal learning really worked for me, because it got me to do what I had to do when I had to do it. In college, days of the week does not matter. The weekend does not so much as matter. It's assignments whenever. However, I had an exam on a Saturday once. Days of the week simply does not matter. It's round the clock all the time. The only luck you guys on Sunday, you don't really have classes. But I used to have classes on Saturdays. Like, college is just a terrible place. There's no work-life balance when it comes to studying. My future career plans. Currently, I want to become a software engineer. I have, of course, my dream software engineer job, as most of us do, that I'm working heavily towards. And even if I get into a gaming company where I could do game design and game development, that's great too. I took a game development course in my last year, and I was able to make my own games in Java. That was so much fun. I just want to be a developer, you know, user experience wise or engineering wise. My friend asked me what is my relationship with her. Girl. Anyways, next question.
Somewhere on a desktop leaves the zip file mixtape of the next Pac kid.